Welcome back. All right, I want to talk about the Calder race. Now, the Calder Trophy measures which rookie had the best season. And in 2024-2025, I feel like, and I'm wearing Montreal for this, it does feel like it's Lane Hutson's award to lose. That between now and the end of the season, as long as he keeps playing the way he's been playing, that it doesn't feel like anybody's going to be able to catch him in terms of that Calder consideration. Now, Hutson's played 73 games, 5 goals, 54 assists, 59 points. Since January 1st, 36 games played, 3 goals, 30 assists, 33 points. No rookie wall for him. In fact, looking at these rookies, there are a couple that it looks like have hit the wall scoring-wise at around that halfway mark, but in general, rookies seem to be better prepared for that now than what they used to be. There was a time where that rookie wall would hit right about game 50, and this season that hasn't happened, and it definitely hasn't happened with Hutson. Now, Hutson's toying with history in terms of scoring amongst rookie defensemen. Now, the all-time rookie leader in defensemen when it comes to points is Larry Murphy. He set the record in 80-81, 76 points that season. So, unless we see 17 points from Hutson in the last 9 games of the year, I don't think he's going to catch that record. That being said, he's been producing 3 assists a game, it seems, for the last 4 or 5. So it's technically, mathematically possible, but it's kind of sketchy math. Now, looking at some of the records as well outside of that, currently he sits 10th all-time amongst rookie point producers on the blue line, 1 point behind 3 pretty big names. Barry Beck, who was a star defenseman when I started watching. Reed Larson was a star defenseman as well, was one of my favorite players. And Nick Lidstrom of the Detroit Red Wings had 60 points his first season in the National Hockey League. So Lane Hutson is definitely in some interesting territory. We are talking about Hall of Famers that are in between Larry Murphy and that three-way tie with 60 points just ahead of Hutson. So he is doing something historic. And then if you look at other current National Hockey League players, the rookie seasons they had, and I just picked a select few here. Anze Kopitar and Connor Bedard both had 61 points their rookie seasons. Nathan McKinnon had 63 points, won the Calder that year. Patrick Laine, 64 points, and Austin Matthews, 69 points in his first year. I believe Matthews won the Rookie of the Year award that season, too. I believe he had 40 goals. So with 9 games left in the Habs season, and Hutson having played all 73 games of Montreal's season, the odds of him passing, say, Matthews with 69 points, right now Hutson has 59, 9 games left, 11 points, it's possible. So Hutson is in pretty elite territory when it comes to scoring amongst defensemen, and that will probably get him the award. But there are other players to discuss from this rookie class, because I do feel like this rookie class has a ton of potential, starting with Matvei Michkov. 74 games played, 24 goals, 34 assists, 58 points. Since the 1st of January, 38 games, 12 goals, 17 assists, 29 points. He's been getting better as the season goes along. Makes total sense. Michkov coming over and just the language change and all that, it has to be kind of jarring and difficult to make that adjustment. Sure, some players come over and make that adjustment quickly. Some don't. And so I'm not totally surprised that his points totals are just as strong in the second half as the first half, and he seems to be getting better right now. The dismissal of Tortorella may be part of that, but he just seems more comfortable than he did at the start of the year at the National Hockey League level. Macklin Celebrini, 61 games played, 21 goals, 32 assists, 53 points. He's dropped off a bit recently, 33 games since January 1st, 9 goals, 17 assists, 26 points. But Celebrini has basically exceeded what the expectations were for him, and he has been kind of fantastic for the San Jose Sharks at this point in time. So Celebrini's going to be a star, and I think San Jose is going to be a pretty darn good team pretty quickly. We've got another rookie of theirs on the board as well. But in between Celebrini and the other rookie on the board from San Jose, Cutter Gauthier. Cutter Gauthier, 73 games, 15 goals, 23 assists, 38 points. Since the 1st of January, 37 games, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points. So Gauthier pretty consistent throughout the season. And as Anaheim gets better, Gauthier is going to be a key figure for them. A lot of good young players in Anaheim, and Gauthier is really a big part of that. And then you got Will Smith. Will Smith, 65 games, 13 goals, 24 assists, 37 points. But since the 1st of January, there hasn't been a big difference between Celebrini's production and Smith's. 33 games, 7 goals, 17 assists, 24 points. So he's just 2 goals off of the mark set by Celebrini. They've played the same number of games. So Will Smith is going to be a star for San Jose as well. This is going to be a good team within a year or two in San Jose. I've seen people starting to praise Greer for the way that he's done this rebuild, and I'm not going to disagree, but be careful about praising the general manager before the team makes the playoffs. We saw that with Ottawa. We've seen that with Detroit. And so it is getting back to the playoffs is a very difficult thing. But Smith and Celebrini are 2 cornerstones for this franchise going forward. Logan Stankoven, the price paid by Dallas in order to acquire Rantanen. Stankoven, 69 games this season, 11 goals, 23 assists, 34 points. Since the 1st of January, 35 games, 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points. If you're looking for somebody who looks like they kind of hit the rookie wall, it feels like Stankoven got off to a really strong start in Dallas. Faded, has been better, I think, since being traded to Carolina than he was playing in Dallas prior to the trade. But the offensive numbers, I think Stankoven's capable of at least getting to that point per game mark at some point soon in his career. And I think he's going to be a fun guy to watch. Zach Bolduc in St. Louis, 65 games, 16 goals, 15 assists, 31 points. Since the 1st of January, 32 games, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points. St. Louis is going for their 10th win in a row tonight. They may very well get it. They're against Detroit, a team that also desperately needs wins, though, so we'll see how that one goes. But, yeah, Zach Bolduc has been excellent for St. Louis. A lot of good young talent in that Blues lineup right now. So they're good now, and they're likely to be good for some time to come. Tsyplyakov in New York, playing for the Islanders, 68 games, 8 goals, 23 assists, 31 points, but he has definitely faded. Since January 1st, 30 games, 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points. And so with Tsyplyakov, we'll see next season if he trends to be, or if he trends in the direction of the player he was before January 1st, or if his production stays where it's been since January 1st. Which one's the real Tsyplyakov, we'll find out next season. Marco Kasper with the Detroit Red Wings. 68 games overall, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points. However, since January 1st, 36 games, 13 goals, 10 assists, 23 points. So, since the 1st of January, his production is honestly not too far off from Celebrini's. It's right about the same as Smith's. It's a little better than Gautier's. Don't sleep on Marco Kasper. Going to be a good player. Jackson Blake, so the second member of the Carolina Hurricanes on the board. 73 games, 12 goals, 16 assists, 28 points. Since the 1st of January, 36 games, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. Very up and down season for Blake. I think he's a good player. I don't know if he's going to be a star player necessarily, but he's a good player with the Canes. May end up playing a similar role to what his father did in the NHL, where he had some good seasons. Wasn't necessarily a superstar at the NHL level, but good producer. So that may very well be where Jackson Blake ends up, which is very respectable. Mackie Samoskevich, 64 games, 13 goals, 14 assists, 27 points. Since the 1st of January, 31 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. So his production, his points per game's gone up a little bit since January 1st, and I would expect that to continue. I talked about him in the video yesterday, where I was talking about one player from each team, and yeah, Samoskevich has been excellent. Then goaltenders, I've just got 2 goaltenders on the board. Starting with Dustin Wolf, 24, 15, and 6 record, 909 save percentage. Since the 1st of January, 12, 10, and 4 record, 905 save percentage. Calgary could still make the playoffs. It's still possible. If they make the playoffs, that helps Wolf's case. At this point in time, I don't know if the voting's going to still put him top 3, if it's going to put him top 2, if he's going to end up outside the top 3, because maybe Hutson, Michkov, Celebrini get that lion's share of the vote. It will be very, very interesting to see where Wolf ends up. He's had some really strong games, but he's also had others where he's not as good. And as a rookie goaltender, that happens. I mean, veterans, it happens too. And so we'll see whether or not the vote ends up going in his direction. I really do think it'll be Hutson. Annunen, 14, 13, and 1 record, 891 save percentage. That save percentage is consistent. Since January 1st, he has an 891 save percentage and a record of 6, 7, and 1. I think Annunen's going to be a half-decent backup at the NHL level. I don't know if there's starter potential there. Obviously, Wolf is a starting goaltender. Annunen, more up in the air, I feel, than Wolf. There are a few other rookies I wanted to talk about as I was going through this rookie class. I wanted to talk a bit about Paulick in Buffalo. Finding those glimmers of hope if you're a Buffalo fan, it's important during a season like this. 53 games, 14 goals, 7 assists, 21 points, and he was a first-round draft pick. So Paulick has the talent. He's got the hands, and I'm going to be really curious to see during this offseason which of those young players Buffalo keeps and which ones they decide they can move, because they're going to need to figure this out. There are so many good, young, talented forwards in Buffalo, but they need something else to balance that out. And if it's Kevin Adams making that decision, if it's not, so we'll see. But yeah, Paulick I wanted to talk about, and Frank Nazar. 45 games, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. And it does not tell you just how good he has looked since the call-up. I think Nazar is going to be a very good forward for the Chicago Blackhawks for a good long time. He has been fun to watch. And Newman, kind of coming out of nowhere for Seattle. 10 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Strong on the power play, but pretty good offensive instincts all around. Seattle's a team that could use another one of those offensively minded forwards as they try to get out of this this rut the franchise has been in the last couple seasons, missing the playoffs. A guy like Newman and adding to that could help to break them out of that. And then Levshinov, another Blackhawk on the board too. 10 games, just the 5 assists. He has a minus 14. Figuring out NHL offense as a defenseman is tricky, and so I don't get too upset with bad defensive numbers for a young defenseman. It's something I've talked about on this channel for a long time. There are plenty of defensemen that when they come into the NHL, they may put up some kind of ugly defensive numbers, but it's figuring it out. And in Levshinov's case, he's been up against some pretty tough competition. So I'm not going to let him off the hook for the really bad plus-minus. And I do still see that debate. Never use it, never use it. In this case, it's all right. It shows that he's got, either really tough matchups he's been up against or he's still figuring it out on a Chicago team that they're so far out of the hunt, they're not going to make it. We know they're already mathematically eliminated. It's not the end of the world. It just shows you might have a little bit to work on. But Levshinov, you've also got Vlasic, Cormier, and then you've got Crevier. Sorry, not Cormier. Crevier. And you've got Del Mastro. There's a lot of good defensemen there in Chicago. So they may have a defenseman issue like Chicago has with a forward issue. Just so many young guys and only so many spots. And Montreal kind of has that going for them too. When Reinbacher's ready to make it into the lineup, there's going to have to be somebody who goes from Montreal. So I wanted to talk a little bit too with the rookie status, because I've seen questions asked of why isn't Shane Wright, for instance, a rookie. And the reason is simple. So a rookie cannot have played more than 25 games in any preceding season, meaning that if a player plays 26 NHL games in 2023-2024, and then they don't play any NHL games the following season, they still don't get that rookie status when they do come back into the league. They also cannot have played 6 or more games in each of any 2 preceding seasons, which is the one that's always kind of thrown me off. Like, I understand it, but it is one of those ones that's kind of been a bit of a head scratcher for me, because 25 games is a lot. 6 games is not, but I guess over 2 seasons, having 6 games or more in both seasons, I guess I can understand them losing rookie status for that. I would personally probably make it 10 games each, but that's just me. I'm trying to be nice and all that. And if that was the case, I think Shane Wright would still have rookie status, and we'd be talking about him on this board as well. So, yeah, and I thought about incorporating younger players, say 22 years of age or younger, but I felt like that would complicate things a little bit when I'm talking about the Calder Trophy. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that the Lane Hutson being Rookie of the Year is the best move? That's where the vote should go? Why would you give the vote to somebody else? So at this point, if you're going to say I would not vote for Hutson, why? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. And if the answer to that is he doesn't play defense, that's incorrect. But let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.